A convicted killer in DeKalb County will now have to wait for a judge to hear why she should get a new trial. Well, thanks for joining us for Wait 31 News at 5. I'm Demetria Green. Loretta Carr took a plea deal in early February and received life in prison. Now a judge postponed this morning's motion hearing to late April. However, these developments are leaving the victim's family with a whiplash of emotions. And Wait 31's Georgia Clark sat down with Mary Elizabeth Isbell's son, Skylar, who just faced his mother's suspected killer. And Georgia, what has this experience been like for them?
Well, Demetria, it's been hard. Skylar Isbell spent some time today walking me through how he's been feeling. And ever since he gave his victim impact statement a few weeks ago in front of Carr, he says that has just brought up so much of the grief that he's coped with over the past few years. And now for Loretta to start this whole process, this painful process over again, he says it's been devastating for him and his family.
For me to have to sit there and look her in the eyes and actually face one of my worst fears, it's pretty harsh.
16-year-old Skylar Isbell never expected to lose his mother in such a violent way. And now, 5 years later, the 21-year-old is still hoping and praying for justice. He and his family thought they had just that when the women accused of killing his mother, Loretta Carr and Jesse Kelly, pleaded guilty. But Carr is trying to take back that plea.
I think it's very selfish. It just shows still that she has no heart.
In a newly filed motion, Carr argues that she was persuaded to enter a guilty plea. And now, with new representation, she wants a new trial. Isbell says as hard as that is to hear, he's not surprised.
I mean, from the very beginning, this is how she was. She was always trying to get out of it somehow.
Mary Elizabeth Isbell's body was not discovered until 2 years after her death. Her family was left with no answers, only the grief of not knowing and then discovering what was done to her by another human being.
She's a monster. She tries to persuade the court, and she's just a monster, really. I mean, there's no other words for her. She had to look our whole family in the face and had no remorse. You can just see evil in her eyes.
Isbell does say that he is taking care of himself and working to cope with this resurfacing grief in the wake of this new challenge, but he says his mission for justice hasn't changed. I'm reporting live, Georgia Clark, Wait 31 News.